I think I started there about 1956 when I was 12 years old, and continued on probably till the early 1960s. It was very interesting work in the sense that as a 12-year-old boy, you saw throughout that hospital the results of these veterans, many of them young men in their early 30s from World War II, who were still hospitalized with just horrifying injuries. And part of our duties as altar boys was or included going around to the wards before Mass and finding the veterans who wanted to attend Mass and wheeling them to the chapel in wheelchairs or sometimes on gurneys. There were men with missing limbs, burns, just terrible injuries.
When the Korean War ended in 1953 as a truce, stalemate, that didn't mean that the Cold War was over. In fact, you could argue the Cold War was still as hot as ever, with all of the issues of fallout shelters and nuclear testing and the activities of Senator McCarthy and all the others. In fact, civil defense and almost a paranoid fear of a Russian communist attack began to infect our attitudes. The response at Crile was extremely interesting.
Sometime in 1956 or 1957 when a Nike missile site was built there. The entire project, as I recall it, was completed in 3 or 4 months. And I remember headlines in the Cleveland Press and Cleveland Plain Dealer and Cleveland News about the Russian bomber threat, and the fear was that they would come in, I think, over the Arctic and over Canada, and Cleveland was a prime industrial target. And so these air defense missile sites were installed around Cleveland, and one was installed at Crile Hospital.
By 1964, Crile has pretty much outlived its usefulness to the veterans community because Wade Park had begun construction and Crile closed in 1964. So in that period from 1964 to 1966, discussion was centering around what it should be, and then in September of 1966, in the same barracks built back in 1944, Crile went through a third generation as the western campus of Cuyahoga Community College.
I started my life at Cuyahoga Community College, faculty member in fall of 1965. Brownell Building housed the science department Metro campus. Soon after arriving there, I was told a new campus was to open. Lo and behold, it was going to be in my own city of residence, Parma, Ohio. But yet I hadn't seen the campus. I'd never been out here.
The 35 or so faculty that were in that first wave, class of 1966, I think generated a real sense of camaraderie, kind of pioneers, literally, in the Crile days. But then in 1974-75, all that was razed, and the new facility that we now know as the Western Campus at 11,000 Pleasant Valley Road is obviously a testimony to the continuing support of the community.
It is a pleasure to be the president of the Western Campus of Cuyahoga Community College as we begin our 50th anniversary for Tri-C. We are proud of the legacy of the Crile Hospital on these grounds, and we honor the service of our veterans from the past and of today.
Going home, going home, I'm a-going home, quiet like some still day, I'm just going home. It's not far, just close by.
This memorial is dedicated to all veterans. It is fitting it be on this site, first home to Cryle Veterans Hospital, built to heal the wounded, and now part of Cuyahoga Community College. This monument serves as a perpetual memorial to all the men and women who answered the call. We embrace their spirit while holding them in our hearts forever.